I want you to close your eyes for just one moment. And I want you to imagine a sound, not music, not noise. A sound that has no equal anywhere in the man-made world. 12 cylinders, naturally aspirated. 6.5 liters of displacement. 9,500 revolutions per minute. A sound so raw, so mechanical, so viscerally alive that the first time you hear it at full throttle you will feel something shift permanently inside you. Now open your eyes, because what you are looking at right now, this red machine on your screen, may be the very last time Ferrari builds a car that makes that sound. The 2026 Ferrari 12Cilindri, the last naturally aspirated V12 Ferrari, possibly ever. Welcome back to UC Car Review. Today we are not just reviewing a car, today we are documenting history. Ferrari has confirmed that all future models will incorporate hybrid or fully electric technology. The 12-Cilindri, with its pure, unassisted, turbochargeless, motorless V12 engine, represents the final chapter of a story that began in 1947. 77 years of Ferrari V12 engines. And this may be where that story ends. I drove it. I sat inside it. I heard it at full throttle. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why every single car enthusiast on Earth needs to pay attention to this moment. Let's begin. Ferrari's chief designer Flavio Manzoni described the 12-Cilindri's design brief in 3 words: pure sculpture in motion. And standing in front of this car in person, those are not empty words. This is the most visually harmonious Ferrari design since the 250 GTO. The 12-Cilindri is a front-engine Grand Tourer, the spiritual successor to the 812 Superfast. But where the 812 was aggressive and angular, the 12-Cilindri is smooth, flowing, and almost classical in its proportions. The long hood, stretching nearly 60% of the car's total length to accommodate that massive V12, creates a profile that is immediately recognizable as a front-engined Ferrari Grand Tourer. That proportion, long hood, short tail, cab-rearward design, is one of the most beautiful automotive silhouettes in existence. The body panels are entirely aluminum, hand-finished at the Carrozzeria Scaglietti facility in Modena, where Ferrari's most complex bodywork has been produced for 70 years. The panel gaps on this car are measured in tenths of millimeters. The surface quality of the Rosso Corsa paint, 3 separate layers of lacquer over a specially formulated Ferrari red base coat, has a depth that photographs cannot fully communicate. You have to see it in person to understand why Ferrari red is different from every other red in the world. Stand at the front of the 12-Cilindri and look closely, because Ferrari's Aerodynamics team spent 4 years developing what you are seeing here, and every millimeter of this front end is doing a specific, measurable job. The 3 hood vents, arranged in a row across the center of that long aluminum hood, are the most visually dramatic element of the 12-Cilindri's front end. They are not decorative. At 100 miles per hour, those 3 vents extract 340 cubic feet of hot air per minute from above the V12 engine, reducing hood lift by 23% compared to a sealed hood design. Ferrari's computational fluid dynamics modeling showed that this active hot air extraction allows the front splitter to be smaller, reducing drag, while maintaining identical downforce numbers. The round-LED headlight units, a deliberate callback to Ferrari's classic circular headlights from the 1960s dyno and 308, contain 48 individual LED elements per unit, and produce a light pattern so precise that Ferrari claims zero glare to oncoming traffic at any setting. The daytime running light signature creates 2 concentric circles of light, a visual identity that is unmistakable at any distance in any lighting condition. The front carbon fiber splitter generates 30% of the car's total downforce at speed. The remaining 70% comes from the underbody Venturi channels and the rear diffuser. This car produces more downforce than the 812 Superfast at every speed, while having a lower drag coefficient. That is an aerodynamic engineering achievement that took Ferrari's aero department 3 years to achieve. Open the door of the 12-Cilindri, and Ferrari does something no other supercar manufacturer does. They make you feel like a racing driver the moment you sit down. Not a wealthy person in an expensive car, a racing driver at work, with a job to do. The centerpiece of this interior is the Ferrari-specific steering wheel, a round, uncompromised, pure circle of carbon fiber and Alcantara with 0 flat sections, 0 screens embedded in it, and the most important button in any Ferrari's history front and center, the yellow engine start button. protected by a metal bridge, exactly as it appears in Ferrari's Formula One cars. The 16-inch curved digital driver display is Ferrari's most advanced instrument cluster ever produced. In race mode, it shows a full track map with live sector timing, tire temperatures, fuel load, and brake temperature at each corner. Data that Ferrari's GT racing teams use on the actual racetrack, now available to road car owners. The passenger gets their own separate portrait-oriented 8-inch screen for navigation and entertainment. Red Alcantara covers the headliner, the center tunnel, and the seat centers, visually connecting the interior to the Rosso Corsa exterior. The carbon fiber everywhere, dashboard, door cards, center console, is not a weight-saving measure at this price point. It is Ferrari communicating their racing DNA through every surface you can see and touch. This interior does not feel luxurious. It feels purposeful. In a Ferrari, purposeful is the highest compliment possible. Ferrari's approach to technology in the 12-Cilindri is fundamentally different from every other manufacturer at this price point, and understanding that difference is essential to understanding what this car is. Ferrari does not believe technology should replace the driver. Ferrari believes technology should amplify the driver. Every system in the 12-Cilindri, every algorithm, every sensor, every electronic intervention exists to make a skilled driver faster and a less experienced driver safer. Nothing in this car makes decisions for you. Everything helps you make better decisions yourself. The Manettino dial, Ferrari's iconic 5-position rotary switch on the steering wheel, is the most important control in the car. Wet, comfort, sport, race, and S-Golf. Each position completely reprograms the car's electronic personality, changing the threshold of every stability intervention, the sensitivity of the throttle, the aggression of the gearbox shifts, and the firmness of the magnetorheological dampers simultaneously. One click, complete transformation. The Ferrari Connect telemetry system, accessed through the central touchscreen, records every drive in complete detail. GPS track position, throttle percentage, braking pressure, steering angle, and lateral G-force are all logged and can be reviewed afterward with a video overlay. Ferrari offers this as a tool for driver improvement. After reviewing my telemetry data from 3 laps at Fiorano, Ferrari's test driver showed me exactly where I was losing 2 seconds per lap. This technology actively makes you a better driver. No other manufacturer at any price offers this level of driver development technology as a standard feature. This is it. This is what everything is about. The 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine that sits beneath that long red hood. And I need to give you a complete, technical, honest breakdown of this engine, because it deserves that level of attention. Ferrari's F140HC V12 displaces 6,496 cc across 12 cylinders arranged in a 65-degree V configuration. Each cylinder has 4 valves, 48 valves total, operated by dual overhead camshafts per bank. Each cylinder has its own individual throttle body, meaning there are 12 separate throttle plates, 1 per cylinder, responding to your right foot with 0 mechanical delay between your input and the engine's response. The result is 830 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and 678 pound-feet of torque at 7,250 RPM. Both the power peak and the torque peak occur at engine speeds that most cars never reach, because most cars have turbos that build torque low in the rev range. This Ferrari has no turbos. It builds its torque by spinning fast, very, very fast. The red line is 95.0 RPM. From idle, a deep mechanical rumble at 700 RPM to 95.0 RPM takes approximately 2.8 seconds in a straight gear if you hold the throttle wide open. In those 2.8 seconds, the sound the engine produces passes through every emotional register available to the human nervous system. It starts as a growl. It becomes a howl. Above 7,000 RPM, it becomes something for which there is no adequate word in the English language. It is the greatest sound a road car has ever made. I am not speaking in hyperbole. I am making a factual statement that I am prepared to defend against any competing argument. 0 to 60 miles per hour, 2.9 seconds. 0 to 124 miles per hour, 7.9 seconds. Top speed, 211 miles per hour. Quarter mile, 10.6 seconds. These numbers place the 12-Cilindri firmly in the company of cars costing significantly more. And they are achieved without a single electric motor, without a single turbocharger, and without a single gram of hybrid assistance. pure displacement, pure revs, pure engineering. But I need to be direct with you about something important. If you buy this car purely for straight-line speed, you are misunderstanding it completely. The 12-Cilindri is not about being fastest in a straight line. The McLaren 750S is faster. The Lamborghini Revuelto is faster. You can buy faster cars for less money. What the 12-Cilindri offers that no other car on Earth currently offers is the experience of driving a rear-wheel drive, naturally aspirated, 830 horsepower machine that communicates with you through every input and every surface simultaneously. The steering, hydraulically assisted, not electric, gives you road texture information through your palms at all speeds. The throttle response, with 12 individual throttle bodies, is so immediate that there is zero perceivable delay between intention and result. The rear-wheel drive balance, with the engine sitting behind the front axle for optimal weight distribution, creates a handling character that rewards skill with a degree of satisfaction that all-wheel drive systems physically cannot replicate. I drove this car on Fiorano's circuit for 45 minutes. I have driven on circuits in 40 different cars over 11 years. I have never, not once, exited a car feeling the way I felt getting out of the 12-Cilindri. Shaking, grinning, completely overwhelmed. That is not a performance metric, but it is the most important data point in this entire review. $395,000. That is where the 2026 Ferrari 12-Cilindri starts. Fully optioned, with the carbon fiber package, the tailor-made bespoke interior, the carbon ceramic brakes, and the carbon fiber wheels, you will spend $450,000 to $480,000. Ferrari has confirmed a production run of approximately 1,500 units per year globally. With Ferrari's current weightless situation, if you call a Ferrari dealer today and order one, you are likely looking at a 24 to 36-month wait. Minimum, let me address the competition directly. The Aston Martin V12 at $245,000 is a magnificent front-engined Grand Tourer, but its twin-turbo V8 is a fundamentally different driving experience. The Lamborghini Revuelto at $517,000 has more power and more technology, but it is a mid-engined all-wheel drive hybrid hypercar, a completely different category of machine. The Bentley Continental GT Speed at $285,000 offers more luxury and comfort, but nobody buys a Bentley to hear the engine. Nothing competes with the 12-Cilindri on its own terms, because its terms are unique. Its terms are naturally aspirated V12 rear-wheel drive, front-engine Grand Touring, 95.0 RPM, and a sound that will still be discussed by automotive historians in 100 years. My final verdict: the 2026 Ferrari 12-Cilindri is not the fastest car I have reviewed this year. It is not the most technologically advanced. It is not the most practical. But it is without any question the most important. Because when this generation of Ferrari ends production, the naturally aspirated V12 Grand Tourer will be gone, not updated, not replaced, gone. And future generations will look back at this car the way we look back at the Ferrari 250 GTO today, as a machine that represented the absolute pinnacle of its era, never to be repeated. If you have the means, buy one, not as an investment, not as a status symbol. Buy one because it is the last chance to experience something genuinely irreplaceable. UC Car Review 2026 Ferrari 12-Cilindri. Perfect 10, the greatest car I have ever reviewed, period. Subscribe, because next week we find something worthy of following this.